In their first meeting since officially becoming Little Rock's Food Desert Task Force,
early June.
10 members met Wednesday to put the city's issues on the table.
Years ago, we had 3 grocery stores on one block.
Kimberly Lee lives in southwest Little Rock, an area considered a food desert.
To get access to healthy, fresh produce, to have to go to another area, not in my neighborhood, that's not always a great thing.
Quite familiar with the challenges her community faces, she joined the task force led by Little Rock City Director Kathy Webb.
Our overall goal is to make recommendations so we can have an equitable access to food.
City board members approved $1 million from the American Rescue Plan to address the problem. Among the several ideas introduced, a delivery option.
The old idea that everybody goes to a brick and mortar grocery store, that is changing, and it's changing rapidly.
The group wants to develop an online ordering system. In theory, groceries are delivered to a central location in a food desert neighborhood and people can pick them up. Alternatively, if transportation becomes an issue, someone can deliver them. Webb is relying on the community to support the idea.
If you get a really great truck that has several hundred items on it and the community doesn't support it, then we haven't accomplished anything.
In their next meeting, Webb says they'll use data from the U.S. Department of Agriculture to pinpoint specifically which areas in Little Rock are food deserts. Lee expects the group's efforts to make a difference.
There are other models and solutions that we will discuss, and hopefully the best one will work for the city.
In Little Rock, Frederick Price, THV 11 News. Well, this boarded-up building used to be a grocery store before closing in 2019. All the town has left is a Dollar General. The nearest grocery store is 20 minutes away from Altheimer, a big inconvenience for most of the people who live here.
Some of them do not have transportation, and that's paying someone maybe $10 to $20 per trip.
Altheimer, much like many small towns in Arkansas, lacks affordable and healthy food options.
It's really difficult for people.
Zola Hudson is the mayor. She says the need in the town of nearly 700 people is critical, but she's introducing a new initiative, the mobile food pantry.
They can come and place the order. Someone will pick it up and bring it back to them.
Since it's a plan for the community, she wanted to hear from them. The people who live here received this survey in the mail. So far, she tells me about 50 people have responded.
All the responses so far has been yes. And I really believe that it will work.
In December, Hudson met with former Governor Asa Hutchinson's Food Desert Working Group. She and other members took a trip to Mississippi, another state with cities that have little to no food options. She's taking what she learned there and bringing it to Altheimer.
And they showed us how they do their packaging. They got a place in their store where they store everything until the driver picks it up.
Though Mayor Hudson says the plan won't happen overnight, this is a start. She's still working out funding details, but would like to form a food desert task force like Little Rock. And the mayor tells me she'll be talking with other nearby smaller towns like Wabaseka and Umphrey, for example, to see how she can get them on board with this mobile food pantry initiative. And Altheimer, Frederick Price, THV 11 News.
It's so important that we all have the nutrition that we need to be able to thrive, and we have concrete answers to the problem.
The Governor's Food Desert Working Group co-chair Kathy Webb says the group's 2022 report represents the beginning of their work to solve an ongoing issue.
While efforts to combat food deserts started long before this year, there's been little success as we continue to see communities across the state lose access to grocery stores.
According to the report, at least 62 out of 75 counties in Arkansas have identified food deserts, or areas where people have few to no convenient options to buy affordable, healthy food.
Our focus group showed the importance of grocery stores or similar models to communities. And we know that the scope of the problem is big.
Webb says the group is looking at how other states fight food deserts, and not all the solutions include opening grocery stores. Altheimer Mayor Zola Hudson is in the process of implementing grocery distribution hubs in her town after seeing them in action in Mississippi.
In 2019, our grocery store closed, and having a negative impact on our community. We're not a affluent community, and this closure created an extra burden on low-income families. seniors, and those without transportation.
That's why she says her community will benefit from a grocery online ordering distribution service. It allows people to order food online at a partnering retailer, then have a nonprofit deliver the food to a community hub location that's closer than the grocery store.
This project would mean the world to our community, and it truly means the world to us. And I'm so excited about being a part of the solution.
Webb says change won't happen overnight, but she's confident the group will see improvements next year.
It's inspirational, and I think it's going to be very concrete what we get accomplished.
In Little Rock, Brooke Buckner, THV 11 News.
Next time you walk into your Dollar General, you may see fresh produce. This store on Springer Boulevard is one of the 10 Little Rock locations where you'll find it, and city leaders tell me it's a step in the right direction.
This is not the solution to everything, but it's a part of the solution.
Little Rock City Director Doris Wright says having a Dollar General store that sells produce in Ward 6 will be a big help.
The 36 and Barrel Road location for the Dollar General fresh vegetables and produce will help the families that live around that store, because I have a lot of foot traffic through there. So this is very, very exciting.
Wright says that store is the closest Dollar General to the Colonel Glenn Kroger that's set to close August 13th. She says it's unfortunate to see the Kroger close, but the area is not considered a food desert since a Value Foods is nearby.
What we're building here is an infrastructure so that when one thing fails, there is a safety net to help out.
Shawnee Hightower helped develop the plan to bring produce to areas that need it. He says it took about 2 years.
It's tough, it's hard. A lot of companies don't come because they'll say it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make money. But, you know, due to corporate courage of Dollar General, they're bringing this into the community.
Hightower grew up on the 12th Street corridor and says it's changed a lot over the years.
When I grew up, literally, there was several grocery stores right there in our community that I lived in that had and offered everything you need.
But now he says there aren't options, so he knows people will benefit from the produce at Dollar General.
This is a start. That this is something that we really did from a passion of love to really help the community.
In Little Rock, Brooke Buckner, THV 11 News.